ASMR Coffin Radio.
Welcome to another exciting episode of Coffin Radio. I'm Heartthrob Rob, and today we are talking about The Walking Dead, Season 10, Episode 22, Season Finale, Here's Negan. This episode has gotten a lot of praise over it, but I didn't think it was the strongest season finale they've had at all. But, this is a whole Negan backstory that we haven't really ever gotten. He's been around for, 4 seasons at least, and we really haven't gotten that big Negan storyline of, the Bat, Lucille, or, how he really came to this. And we get a little bit more of who he was prior to, this level of extinction of, of zombies, this whole epidemic, So, the bio reads here, with Maggie back at Alexandria, Carol takes Negan on a journey to minimize the increasing tension. Here, Negan reflects on his late wife Lucille and the events that led him to this point. So Negan runs into Maggie and they have like a tense stare down for half a second. Carol kind of checks this out and she says, "Hey, you know what? You're exiled. They're gonna take him to this cabin." And as he's there, he thinks about, the old Negan is in the back of his mind. He's having a conversation with him, that you need to be this, you need to be that, and he doesn't want to be that anymore. But the thought of, Lucille the Bat is just too much for him. So the next day, as he goes to dig things up, he's looking for it, and he's looking for it, and he's looking for it. And he comes across and he finds it. As he does, he sees a zombie in the background, and we kind of get the backstory flowing from where he is. It's non-linear, but it seems that, he's kind of a deadbeat dad, or not deadbeat dad, He's just recently lost his job over someone kind of stepping into his wife a little bit, and then he had to straighten the dude out, beat the shit out of him. He was a high school teacher, an elementary school teacher. One of the kids knew who he was, so that's how he kind of got in trouble, because he beat up someone's dad over something. As zombies take over, as walkers take over, we kind of find out that him and his wife are, on their own, doing their own thing, and he's giving her, right before fucking zombies break out, he finds out his wife has cancer. They find out together, and he switches his life around. He's going to take care of her. The zombies come, and you kind of see that, a couple weeks after, he's already, he's helping take care of his wife, He's helping to take care of his wife. They're trying to work things out, see what they can do. They only have a few more of these tests that they need to give her, or procedures that they need to give her, and then she should be okay. But, they've messed up their last little piece that they need, and so they need to go find it some more. So they find these doctors that they had previously talked to. Negan gets his ass beat. They give him the supplies. They let him go. On his way out, something happens. They don't really show it. It's off screen. But these bikers take over his shit, and they find out that he's got stuff, so they want to find out where it is. After catching an ass whipping, he tells these people, he tells the bikers where these doctor people are. They come back with him. He leaves. He goes to find his wife, who's committed suicide while he was gone. So now he's got nothing. He's like super depressed, and he gets that fucking bat that girl gave him, wraps it with barbed wire, sets his whole house on fire, and he goes to save these people. He goes over there and just beats the living shit out of everybody with a bat, and these bikers, end up getting killed, and that's the end of that. We see how Negan gets Lucille, and maybe the reason why he's a little bit twisted, especially with his wife committing suicide like that. In the future, he decides that, he doesn't want to be this anymore. He apologizes to his wife for naming a stupid bat after her. So he puts a bat in the fire. It's game over. The next day, he comes back to Hilltop, and Maggie says, Carol says, I took you to that cabin because Maggie's going to kill you. And she goes, I just didn't want it on my conscience. Now that you're here, it's not on my conscience. And he goes, it's okay. And he kind of smirks at her, and that's the end of the season, man. We got some crazy stuff in the season. I'm kind of more, tripped out about all the people in white that have the rest of the crew captured. I wonder what's going on with them, but I know people love this episode, and this, Negan's wife was played by his actual wife, and it does come with a cool backstory, but I did not think it was great at all. I know people love this episode, but I didn't think it was that great. I definitely didn't think it was incredible for a season finale or anything like that. I think it didn't tie up any loose ends or anything that I've seen. Thing with Negan was cool. It's an emotionally driven episode, but I didn't think it was a good season finale. But that's just my take. But let me know what you guys think, man. We'll talk about it in the comments. Make sure you like and subscribe. And if you like what you're watching, then hop in the Coffin. Follow us on social media at Coffin Radio. Coffin spelled with a K. And that's all for today.
ASMR Coffin Radio.